Hey everyone, welcome back to Pop Pop Fizzle. This is Heidi back again with another episode of Star Trek Deep Space Nine. I just finished watching season 2, episode 18, Profit and Loss, and I loved it. So thank you so much to the people who rescued it from the do not watch pile. To be fair, and I've said this out on Patreon, it was one of those that was kind of on the fence. And I went one way by saying that I didn't want to have that up for YouTube. And I'm glad I was wrong. I'm so glad that was wrong. It was a great episode. We got to see Quark kind of evolve as a person a little bit. We got to see and learn more about Garak, which was really interesting, and I can't wait to learn more about him. I love that he's like a side character, but we're still intrigued by him. And he's my hair keeps blowing into my mouth. I'm gonna just okay. Try that again. Okay. Hey everyone, welcome to I can't do this. Now I've got like hair flying in my face, in my mouth, and I can't even talk. Try it again. Okay. Hey everyone, welcome back to Pop Up Fizzle. This is Heidi back again with another episode of Star Trek Deep Space Nine. Um, I just got finished watching episode 18, Profit and Loss, and I loved it. I thought it was such a great episode, really well written, kind of full circle from start to finish as far as the themes were concerned. I loved seeing Quark grow just a tiny bit as a person, loved learning more about Garak. I thought that was fantastic. I find it so interesting that he's a side character that we might even not see in the background of episodes, but he's there and he's so mysterious. And I think it's kind of funny that, Cisco knows everything about everyone on board, or at least a little bit, but he's a mystery to everyone. And I feel like only Dr. Bashir really knows him, and he will, I'm sure, fully admit that he barely knows him. So it's a really fun exercise getting to learn more about him with the little breadcrumbs that the writers are throwing out about him. So that was great. And so I have to say a big thank you to the people who helped rescue that episode from the Do Not Watch pile. It was going to be on Patreon no matter what, like every episode is. But I think that's probably more of a favorite than even the internet and all the sites that I scoured said it should be. There were several episodes across all 7 seasons that kind of were on the fence as far as should watch, shouldn't watch, and I'm never gonna not watch an episode now. I feel like that's without goes without saying. If I can find out a better way to do the not must watch episodes, I might, but I really feel like I was missing something when I was just doing those reviews. So I'm gonna watch them. But as far as editing and all of that, some of that is harder to do, and with timing, it can be really rough. So that's okay. Like I said in the last episode, I'm really excited to kind of close out season 2. We've got a few more, I think 8 more episodes, so we're now in the back third of this season, and I am really looking to see what they're going to do to tie it up, what the big thing is going to be. We've had a lot of episodes that were kind of, monster of the week, sort of not quite filler episodes, but, episodes that weren't part of the bigger Cardassian, Bajoran, wormhole, political federation sort of big idea, 30,000 foot view plot. We had a lot of little things that were happening, which were really still enjoyable because of the characters. And I've loved that we've gotten to know some of the characters, even in those episodes that are just up on Patreon only. So I really appreciate this series, this season especially so far. I will absolutely be finishing this whole series. When I started the first season, I was like, I don't know what kind of reaction I'm going to get to people watching this. I don't know if I'm really going to like it. And I did. I really did. So I'm going to keep going. You're going to see all of these. Whether, it's on Patreon or you'll know that it's there, but you're going to see all the ones that are definitely fan favorites. They'll definitely be up here. So I am super excited. This next episode is season 2, episode 19, Blood Oath, and I've taken to not reading the summaries very much. I just saw Dax's name on there, and I'm really glad because it seems like a lot of her episodes are deemed not necessarily must-see episodes, and I feel like, she's part of the senior crew there. We would want to see more episodes with her. Kira has gotten some great episodes, but I feel like there's been more focus on her, of course, because she's Bajoran and she's part of the bigger arc, whereas Jadzia Dax as a Trill is not necessarily. But I've loved exploring the idea of the symbiote relationship and the fact that the symbiote itself has lived several lifetimes with a different host each time. So it reminds me, of course, of the Doctor from Doctor Who, same software, different hardware, basically. And it's been really interesting just kind of learning the ins and outs, but it's easy to understand in that context where people remember different things that the Dax symbiote has done, and the Dax symbiote remembers all the people he's come into contact with, but it's always a different person every time. And so Curzon Dax is not Jadzia Dax. They are two different people, two different symbiote host relationships. So I'm really excited to see an episode featuring her where we might learn even more about that. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. So this is Deep Space Nine, Season 2, Episode 19, Blood Oath.
Shut off the power.
I'll kill you.
No, he said he'll kill you. Shut it off.
No! You dare interrupt the Battle of Clark de Calbrat, you Ferengi Klepek!
Is he Scottish?
The battle is over. The people are waiting to celebrate your victory.
Sleeping it off.
What are the charges against him?
He's today's guest of honor. Sir, if you'll wake up, I'll release you into your friend's custody.
I do not go into battle with one whose honor is washed away in Breshtanti ale. Keep him!
Oh.
Hello, Kor. Let him out. Kor, do you remember Curzon Dax?
I lift my Goptu to Curzon Dax.
And I, who was Curzon Dax, lift my Goptu to you.
Kiss me.
No.
Papa, just a great big hug. I'm Jadzia now. Come on, Kor, let's go find Koloth.
I see that the Federation insults us by sending a lieutenant to greet us.
I used to call you Dak Turak. You were the toughest man I ever faced across the negotiations table. Curzon's dead, but Dax is alive as a part of me.
This is a mistake. Kang must not have known.
Is Kang coming?
I have found the albino.
Kang, do you remember the first time we sat together over Bachgol?
I never sat with you before today.
I'm Dax, godfather of your son.
You were the same Dax who took a blood oath with us?
Don't mistake a new face for a new soul, Kang.
What's the difference? We're all here now. Speak to us, Kang. Where is he? Where did you find the albino?
It is on the 4th planet of the Sakaris system.
Hiding from us, no doubt.
This time, we will reach the albino. Tell me about my good friend Curzon.
He died in a hospital room, yelling at doctors and friends who were trying to keep him alive. But no honor touched him as deeply as yours. For a Klingon to choose a Federation official to be the godfather of his son, his blood oath with you was very important to him.
I know about the Trills from my long friendship with Curzon.
And I know that a Klingon blood oath can never be broken.
Things are not what they used to be. You are released from Curzon's oath.
How many people did you kill
Wow. That's pretty blunt.
while you were in the underground?
Too many.
Did you know who you were killing?
Why are we talking about this?
If it bothers you, we can stop.
Yeah, it bothers me.
I'm sorry.
Tell me.
80 years ago, there was a band of depredators led by an albino raiding Klingon colonies. 3 Klingon warships were sent to stop him. The mission was successful, but the albino escaped. He promised to take revenge on the firstborn of each of the 3 captains. One of them was my godson. I took a blood oath to avenge his death. He was named Dax for me.
You've said yourself, every new life for a Trill has to be a new life. If not, you wind up paying off old debts forever.
I owe it to Curzon.
When you take someone's life, you lose a part of your own as well.
Oh, of course you should come.
It means far more to me than I realized.
Careful with that thing, man. You might hurt yourself.
I'm going to fight you.
There is tension on your face, Koloff.
Stand up. Your presence against the albino will do honor to our cause.
I tell you now, you will not be part of the quest.
You can't deny my right for vengeance.
I do not wish to discuss it any further.
You can't expect me to stay here and not avenge my own godson's murder.
Come and fight with us. Come and be damned.
I don't have to tell you what this oath meant to Curzon.
You're subject to orders, Lieutenant. What about the laws of the Federation?
The Klingons have their own set of laws. This is justice to them.
You expect to come back here and resume your duties as though nothing's happened?
Perhaps he thinks we're already dead and have stopped chasing him.
Or perhaps he's made his defenses look weak for our benefit. If we assume he has adequate defenses, then we should use a Nyangaran strategy.
I say we make a direct attack.
It is a good day to die.
It is a good day to die.
I like her outfit, though.
A Klingon warrior is always prepared to die.
But to invite death with a direct assault against a superior force. Kang, what are you doing?
Baby,
here?
what is you doing?
This is not a plan for battle. It's a plan for suicide.
I went to the Sakara system. The instant I arrived, the albino knew I was there. He contacted me.
Oh.
He said he is tired of this lifelong pursuit. He swore to send 40 of his strongest, most skilled men against us in honorable battle. And I agreed. We could at least die an honorable death trying to reach him.
I think an honorable victory is better than an honorable defeat. What if they had no phasers? Well, if Curzon were here, you'd be out of luck, but Jadzia Dax is a science officer.
It is a good day to live.
He's expecting us at the front door.
But a power failure would signal our presence. I'll create a diversion at the armory.
The albino is inside.
Michaelis, guide us on this day of vengeance.
Excuse me, do you know the way to San Jose?
Excuse me, could you tell me where the tennis courts are? I seem to be lost.
Oh, look, your energy weapons don't work.
Use long-range sensors to check for interference from a cloaked ship in orbit. Have the guards fix guitars to their rifles and prepare for hand-to-hand combat.
Look upon your executioners, killer of children!
Get them!
Shoot! Shoot him! Jadzia holding her own.
You'll die far quicker than your son did, Kang.
Oh, what a jerk. All right, who's gonna fall out the window? Both of them or just the one? Oh no.
No vengeance today, Kang. And who are you, girl?
You knew me as Curzon Dax.
The Trill. Well, you're far too young and lovely to sport such a deadly weapon. Use it, if that's what you came to do. Or have you lost your appetite, my dear?
Thank you for saving the death blow for me. You have honored me one last time. Godfather to my son. I was right, Dax. It is a good day to die.
It's never a good day to lose a friend.
Well, are you a killer? She's not. All right. So that was season 2, episode 19, Blood Oath. And I feel like if I were to look back, this was probably another one of those episodes that was on the fence. And following such a great episode in Profit and Loss, this one seems like it's not nearly as good, but I am really glad that we do have an episode of Jadzia Dax to show my reaction to for YouTube. I have really always been intrigued by her character, so it's really interesting to see again sort of a thought about how past obligations, past things will come back for this current incarnation of the Dax symbiote. It was interesting to see. I really honestly thought at the beginning we just had a drunken Klingon hanging out and bothering Odo. I didn't realize it was going to be full on that character and 2 more that we were going to be following along with Jadzia Dax. I thought it was really interesting to hear the idea that Curazon Dax was part of the group that brought the Klingon Empire into the Federation and made them less of an enemy to the Federation. So that's an interesting bullet point about that particular character that we never got to meet. I do wonder if we'll ever see any flashbacks or if it's all going to be just Jadzia remembering her time as Curazon, because I would love to have seen who he was to everyone around him. Obviously, he lived for quite some time, if they're talking about the thing that happened 80 years ago. But I would love to see his relationship with Cisco as well. So that was interesting. And of course, it's very interesting to see the different skill sets that the different Daxes have had. So, Jadzia's solutions were considerably less suicidal and possibly kinder. I don't know. I'm not sure if I feel that way, but her interventions as far as the sciencey things, turning off the phasers, making it hand-to-hand, turning off the lights, that at least improved their odds. But it's an interesting thing also to see her feeling that obligation, feeling that connection to people that as Jadzia she never would have known, but as Jadzia Dax knows and feels so deeply for. So it's a great exploration of her character, and I did enjoy it. But like I said, on the heels of the last episode, it feels a little less, but I feel like if I were to put it in there in the comparison to every other episode I've seen this season, it's still one of the better ones. And I did love seeing some insight into her character. Odd, very blunt conversation she had with Kira, but I get that's her friend aboard the ship, at least a female friend, but also someone that she knows was a warrior, and she could ask those questions of. Interesting to see Cisco trying to reason with her and probably making as much headway with her as he would have with Corazon. So that was probably not unexpected for Cisco, which is probably why he didn't give a direct order for her to stay. So all in all, this was a fun episode. I enjoyed it. I really am looking forward to seeing the next episodes. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 left in this season, and the next 2 are a 2-parter, so I am so stoked for that. I really do enjoy 2-parters. Excuse me, it's a little late at night. I don't think the rest of the episodes after that are connected to each other than maybe we might see some cohesion bearing into them, as they're going to be the end of this season. I mentioned it on Patreon, but I'm going to go also mention it here. We are preparing for a cross-country move, so I'm looking to record as many of these as possible, but I will probably be taking a break from Deep Space Nine as we're getting settled into our new place. So it'll be a little bit once I'm done with recording season 2 before we get started on season 3. But as I mentioned in the beginning, or possibly at the end of the last episode, I am definitely watching all 7 seasons of this. There are episodes in season 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 that are labeled that they're not must-see episodes. If you have favorites in there, I know a lot of you already mentioned them, so feel free to keep throwing those out there. Like I said, for episode 18, Profit and Loss, that was actually rescued from that pile, so of episodes that would just be for Patreon only. Not that Patreon only is a bad thing, but it just means less editing. So there are different ones. I think at some point in time, maybe I'll put it up on Patreon to show the episodes that are kind of on the fence. Maybe we'll do some votes for those there. We'll see. But otherwise, I am going to be diligently watching every episode of Deep Space Nine, and I'm so excited to share it with you guys. So I'm so glad you're here. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for being so kind in your comments, and thank you so much for liking and subscribing. Really do appreciate it. Until next time, thanks. Bye.